Hey, what the fuck is up, y'all? It's Crazy McCormick up in this motherfucking bitch. Here on Juggalo a Day. Excuse me, I've got to pop the lid. And the reason why, I'm thirsty. Feeling crazy. On a normal day aspect, but you never know. Whatever the fuck. Nevertheless, let's talk about the topic of the week, shall we? The topic of the week actually is brought to you, well, by me, but the idea was actually brought up by your one and only retired Juggalo homie, Fat Man Joyzy. I know, in the distance you can hear it. You can hear him all the way in his hometown, just saying it. Let me hear you say it that one time. Cheers! Man, you already know, you already motherfucking know. Nevertheless, he came up with the topic. And the topic of this week, actually, is going to be the most inspirational moment in the Juggalo YouTube community. And I was going to say the most iconic, the most inspirational moment that I ever had was the one that I interjected with the help of Child's Play Ninja, as well as Fat Man Jersey, as well as Miss Juggalette. On top of that, also, Big Irish Juggalo interjected into it as well. And Nappy Josh. Now, if y'all don't know what the fuck it is that I'm talking about, here's what I'm talking about. 2 words. Fake beef. The fake beef. That had to have been one of the most iconic moments that I ever had. And one of the most inspirational moments that I ever had. Child's Play Ninja and I were inspired to do this. And why was that? Because we were bored. Also, the Juggalo YouTube community had nothing but fucking drama going on in all aspects. It was the birth of the major YouTube internet bullshit drama beef crap that has still been going on. But it inspired myself, as well as Child's Play Ninja, to come up with this idea to do this. And on top of that, it also put the Juggalo drama on hiatus for a couple months. And I'm sure that felt good for everybody once there was a big sigh of relief that the shit was done and over with. But it also inspired everybody that was close to us to interact, to interject, to come up with their things and their thoughts on what was going on. And it, you know, a lot of people were angry when we released that it was a fake. A lot of people were angry. Some people laughed at it. A couple people cried. But nevertheless, it had to have been one of the most iconic and inspirational things that I have ever done in the YouTube Juggalo community. And for those of you who don't know exactly what it is that I'm talking about, you Greenbergs out there, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Okay, so back in 2002, there was a lot of bullshit drama that was going on all aspects. I mean, like, everybody was hating on everybody. It was a fucking civil war of juggalos in the YouTube community. And everybody was getting sick of it, but they wouldn't leave. Some people did actually leave. The people that were getting sick of it were saying, I'm getting sick and tired of all of this bullshit drama. And then they would still interject themselves into the fucking bullshit drama. And Child's Play Ninja gave me a call. And he ends up telling me that he had this idea that could possibly get people away from doing all of this beefing with each other and shit, and possibly even bring the Juggalo community a little bit closer. And he pitched me the idea where we start this fake beef, and we decided that what we were going to do was, at some point, we were going to start throwing little stabs at each other. which is where I started doing shit, to kind of piss him off. And what we decided that we were going to do is we were going to first off start off the fake beef over some dumb shit, like who shot first, Han or Greedo. And so Child's Play Ninja made this video where he came up, where he would like answer questions that anybody asked. And it didn't matter if it was in a video, an audio clip, or a comment in the comment box. People asked questions. And I ended up going on there and said, who shot first, Han or Greedo? And at the very end of the video, he ended up posting the question, but when it came back to him, he was like, all right, I think that's enough time that we have for today, blah, 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 blah. So he never really answered my question. He just kind of ignored the question. And then later on, we ended up doing something on Blog Talk Radio. At the time, before there was the live hangouts and shit like that, we would talk to each other on Blog Talk Radio, which was an online radio show. It was a podcast website. And so we ended up having a BTR where he was hosting the show, and Jers called in at some point, and he ended up bringing up the whole thing about why why you didn't answer who shot first, Han or Greedo. And I was like, that is a good question. And I believe Jers ended up saying something along the lines of, trying to goad towards saying that Greedo shot first, and I agreed, and that's when we started the feud. So CPN's he's like, pro Han, and I'm supposed to be pro Greedo, which is, I know it's some dumb shit, but it worked. So he's basically doing the whole 9 yards. So he's just like, dude, everybody knows that Han shot first. And I'm like, no, Greedo shot first. My argument was that they redid the movies, so they showed that Greedo shot first in the new series, and anything that's new that came out negated everything that happened in the original movies. And he was like, no, I'm sticking true to the original series. I'm not sticking to that fucking digitally enhanced bullshit. Which I'm going to let you know, I ended up agreeing that, I agree to all of that for real. But for the sake of not breaking kayfabe, I had to stick with my act. I had to stick with the fact that Greedo did shoot first. And so, he starts, berating me, and he's telling me, I don't even know who you are anymore. I thought I knew you. We've been friends all this time, and you never told me that you believed that Greedo shot first. Dude, I thought I knew you, that kind of shit. And he fucking just up and leaves the show. And we're sitting there with the rest of the show going on, and and everybody's just like, what the fuck? But then, it started getting to, we started delving more into the story, where this is how it started, over some dumb shit, but then CPN ends up going over the edge, over the bar, and he starts attacking me in real life. Taking shit off of the internet, off of YouTube, off of Blog Talk Radio, and he continues to fuck with me in real life. Now, at the same time that was going on, apparently, unbeknownst to me at the time, I was going through some marital issues. So, in the middle of me doing this whole fake beef thing, my wife fucking left me. And that almost was actually the one thing that was going to kill the story. But being a wrestling fan, I understand that the show must go on no matter what the situation is. You know, Bret Hart didn't stop wrestling when his brother died. So why should I stop with, why should I break kayfabe and say, look, this is all fake, and we're not going to be able to do it because my girlfriend or my wife fucking left me. Instead, I waited until I got the papers proving that my wife was planning to divorce me, and I used those papers in a video stating that Child's Play Ninja, it was the reason why my ex-wife Candace fucking left me. And we used that. And that was one of the things where it's just like, oh my God. People were just like, oh my God, I can't believe that CPN would be into some deep-rooted shit like that. Child's Play Ninja's a fucking asshole. And it actually started getting people talking, is what I was getting at. That one little thing that happened on accident, ended up being the catalyst of people saying how much of an asshole Child's Play Ninja was. And so the character ended up evolving even more to where CPN was being like, you think that was bad? I'll show you fucking bad. So he caused my wife to leave me. He caused me to lose my job. He caused me to lose my house, lose my kids, lose everything, basically. And the storyline was basically, I guess the idea behind the storyline was supposed to be like a hero versus villain type of thing. But the real hero, I think, at the end of it was his girlfriend at the time, which was Aggravated Amanda. And what it was CPN being a bully, drunk over his own power, because the more things that he did to me, the more vulnerable I became. And he started to think that he was untouchable, character-wise, I think. But nevertheless, it got to a point where he was taking over my Blog Talk Radio show, so I wasn't able to get on it because he knew the password, so he changed it. And he's like, this is my show now, bitch, kind of shit. Then on top of that, he, on one of the shows, actually what had happened was, he ends up having an argument with his then girlfriend. And, he's like, shut up, bitch, and fucking makes a clapping noise that sounded like that she got hit. So, shortly after that, what had happened was Child's Play Ninja's character goes to jail for domestic assault. And everybody was all happy and shit like that, maybe now I might be able to reverse all of the things that I had done to me and things of that nature. Then we decided that CPN was going to be, he was going to be on the low, and while he was on the low, he was actually editing 2 videos that were going to be simulcasted on both of our channels at the same time. Which mine was supposed to, which both of our videos had both of us on them. And so his started off by talking about how he just got out of jail and all this other crap. But then he kind of just spikes it on everybody that it was a work the entire time. And on mine, I ended up walking up and I started talking to everybody, and I was like, there's something that I gotta tell you though. The truth of the matter is that y'all got fucking served. And then it cuts to Child's Play Ninja in front of his computer, and he's pointing, laughing. He's just like, we straight schooled you, son. And so both of our endings had a combination of Star Wars and Death Note, because that was one of the things that CPN was actually into at the time. He was really delving himself into Death Note. So weird thing was, by the way, is that in my video I was wearing a long long sleeve white shirt, and my movements actually really pantomimed L. And I had never watched the show before, and it kind of freaked a couple people out who understood what it was that we were doing. Nevertheless, though, the fact of the matter is that this was my shining moment, and I got to share it with one of my best friends. That was the one beautiful thing about it. And we inspired each other to do that, and it's always been like that. Ever since I saw his videos, and ever since I started watching Elliot 419, those have been the people that have inspired me to want to make videos. Child's Play Ninja had said the same thing about Elliot 419 and myself back in the day. And for a long time, Child's Play Ninja and I played off of each other because Elliot 419 kind of went under. But nevertheless, you know, like CPN and I inspired each other to make videos to one-up each other consistently. And as fun as it was back then, you know, I'd have to say that I think that the most inspiring thing that I have ever done on YouTube is that fake beef, because it got people talking. It got people talking, and it got me excited. It got Child's Play Ninja excited. It got Jers to fall into a huge guilt trip, because at first he thought that it was the fucking comment that he made on Blog Talk Radio that started a legitimate feud. It inspired Miss Juggalette to try to do something different. It inspired her ex-thing friend to fucking cry like a little bitch. I know that we're supposed to be promoting Juggalo Love, but with that dude, no. Sorry, he was crying. But nevertheless, and it got so many people involved, and that was the beauty of it, and that was the point of it. It inspired so many people to just walk the fuck away from that drama and come to ours. But at the same time, it actually brought everybody together, because apparently I'm a very likable guy. And, CPN, well, he fucking hates you people. And, he hates all of you. Me, on the other hand, I'm the good guy. I love people. I love interacting with folks. And the fact is that, everybody stopped dramatizing about whatever their little petty bullshit beef was. And everybody was, giving me love and support and shit like that. They were actually showing love to some fam. They were showing love to a fellow Juggalo. And that was the beauty part behind the whole thing. That's what we wanted originally, was to have everybody all on the same page about something. Also, we were bored. But the fact is that it was inspiring. And that has to be one of my most defining moments here on YouTube. Can I ever replicate that? I don't fucking think so. Even though there's been a lot of people out there who have tried to say, dude, we need like another crazy CPN beef. I tried. Believe me, I've tried a couple of times. But nothing can actually duplicate the magic that CP and I actually had. So, there's that. That's my most inspiring moment in the Juggalo YouTube community. And also, I'd say my most defining and iconic moment as well. Even though that's not part of the topic, still, I just figured I'd throw that in there just 'cause.